Just when you thought you could turn your back and walk away, the dark cloud of human indignity follows you. You have no choice but to turn and look it in the eye. It's the sex offender hit list.
A 47-year-old man has been arrested for multiple counts of child molestation and sexual assault, according to the Concord Police Department. Emilio Martinez Alarcon is suspected of molesting multiple victims, all of them being under the age of 14. He was arrested by the Concord PD Special Victims Unit on September 25th. The case, police said, was presented to the Contra Costa County District Attorney's Office. The following charges were filed against Martinez Alarcon: aggravated sexual assault of a child, 3 counts of forcible lewd acts on a child, 6 counts of lewd acts on a child, and the suspect is in custody. And check this out. I don't know if I've ever heard one this high before. He's being held on $11 million bail. $11 million. Concord PD said it has reason to believe Martinez Alarcon may have assaulted additional victims, and yet these crimes may not have been reported. I kind of have to agree. Look at his chomo. We'll head down to Louisiana. Terrebonne Sheriff's deputies have arrested a Thibodaux man in connection with a child sex crimes investigation. The Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office reported that detectives launched an investigation into child sexual abuse allegations involving 59-year-old Michael Collins on September 22nd after a report was made. Officials said the victim identified Collins as the suspect, and Special Victims Unit detectives confirmed vital information linking Collins to the investigation. Collins was then taken in for questioning, where deputies say he denied the allegations brought against him. Well, he was arrested anyway and faces a charge of molestation of a juvenile under the age of 13.
Yeah, my mother told me there'd be days like this.
Indiana. A Greenwood man is in jail after sexually abusing a child for years. James William Thomas, a 37-year-old, was charged with child molesting and child seduction. According to court documents, Thomas forced a child to watch porn. He eventually began fondling and further sexually attacking the child. Thomas would force the kid to stay home and draw a bath that he would take with his victim. Thomas told the victim that the attacks would make them stronger and better. The attacks occurred several times per week from 2019 until this year. Police were alerted after a tip from an email on August 21st of this year, and then an investigation ensued. Officers served a digital warrant and collected evidence that corroborated with the victim's claim. And on May 12th of 22, Thomas was arrested in Johnston County during a law enforcement sting solicitation operation. So they must have known this guy was some type of a deviant. I mean, I don't know what happened with that case, but this is still an active investigation. A Kansas man has been arrested in rural Bussy for alleged sexual abuse and child endangerment. According to court records, on September 29th, the Marion County Sheriff's Office started a sexual assault investigation regarding a defendant, this chomo, Douglas McPeters. He's also known as Douglas Followill. McPeters is currently wanted out of the state of Kansas and is a registered sex offender. On September 26th, a minor was staying at the same residence as McPeters and told police that he abused her while she was sleeping. Deputies spoke with the residents at the Boosie address, who advised that the defendant had been residing with them for weeks at a time for several months. The defendant failed to notify an agency, specifically the Marion County, of who he was residing with at the Boosie addresses, I mean, you can't have any teenagers or any kids or anything according to his sex offender status. 2 of the residents were juveniles there, and the defendant is not the legal guardian. It was also determined that the defendant had periods of time at the residence where he had unsupervised access with those juveniles. McPeters is charged with assault with intent to commit sexual abuse, lascivious conduct with a minor, and 2 counts of child endangerment, as well as 2 counts for violating the sex offender registry. See ya, Chomo.
Now get in there!
Mississippi. Deputies said a 12-year-old child who was reported missing in North Carolina was found in Mississippi, and a man was arrested in connection to the case. Carroll County Sheriff Clint Walker said deputies and the FBI agents responded to the alert on Tuesday, October 2nd. They were notified that the child was in the Vidin area. Authorities searched vehicles at a truck stop, and they discovered the girl in the cab of an 18-wheeler. Walker said the driver, 35-year-old Randy Donovan Taylor of Columbus, South Carolina, was arrested and booked into the Carroll County Regional Correctional Facility. He is facing multiple federal, state, and local charges. In Carroll County, Taylor is facing charges of possession of child sexual abuse material and lustful touching. The Johnson County Sheriff's Office, in partnership with the Franklin Police Department, the Edinburgh Police Department, the Greenfield Police Department, and the Johnson County Prosecutor's Office, carried out the latest operation in a series of ongoing efforts to identify, arrest, and charge individuals attempting to exploit and victimize our children. From September 24th to 26th, a total of 22 individuals were arrested for charges including child solicitation, possession of a controlled substance, public indecency, as well as some minor driving offenses. These arrests are the latest in a series of sting operations where law enforcement previously arrested 10 individuals in December, 8 in April, 11 in May, and 20 in November, and 32 in April. Among the 22 arrests this time, the most recent sting was Brian George, 58-year-old of Shelbyville, for a level 4 felony charge of child solicitation.
Let me out of here! Let me out of here!
A Missouri man has pled guilty to the sexual exploitation of a child after recording himself engaging in sexual contact with a 10-year-old girl. Russell Allen Perkey, a 54-year-old of Lynn County, acknowledged his guilt during proceedings in U.S. District Court in St. Louis on a charge that carries a significant mandatory minimum sentence. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, Perkey used his cell phone to document the unlawful contact. The incident came to light on April 8th of last year after concerns about his behavior with the victim were reported to the Brookfield Police Department. Following the investigation, which was led by local law enforcement as well as the FBI, various electronic devices, including his cell phone, a tablet, and storage devices, were seized and now subject to forfeiture. Perkey is now facing a sentencing date for January 14th. See ya, Chomo. The Hall County Sheriff's Office deputies arrested a Flowery Branch man on additional child sexual exploitation counts from an investigation that began last year. Caleb Moore Rosario, a 39-year-old, was arrested at his residence on Bridle Creek Drive on October 1st. Investigators say Moore Rosario allegedly possessed at least 3 videos and 2 images of child sex abuse material on an external hard drive. He was initially arrested on April 30th of this year on 1 felony charge of child exploitation of children. He now faces 5 additional felony counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, which are a result of forensic processing of his device. The hard drive was seized during a search warrant earlier in the year. Moore Rosario was booked into the Hall County Jail, where he remains without bond as of last report. Good. That's the way it's supposed to be. See ya, Chomo.
I'd like to know what dirty stool pigeon squealed on me.
A 29-year-old Milan man is on pretrial release with a GPS device after his arrest for aggravated criminal sexual abuse and child sexual abuse material charges, according to court records. First of all, you do not let a sexual abuse suspect out on their own recognizance. Their own recognizance, what's that mean? It means you found him sexually abusing a kid and he's got CP on him. This is insane. Well, this is Naman Bledsoe, and he faces 4 charges of aggravated criminal sexual abuse, a Class 2 felony, and child sexual abuse material, a Class X felony. Rock Island County Court records determine this. They say that in August or September of 24, Bledsoe sexually abused a 13-year-old minor and also filmed a child being sexually abused. Bledsoe is set for a preliminary hearing October 15th in Rock Island County Court. Just nuts. Why are you going to let him go walk the streets?
I'm gonna give you solitary confinement for 99 years.
One for a rainbow, one for Amanda.
Who you playing with, sweetie?
Amanda.
Oh, who are you?
I'm Amanda. I'm 6, and I love unicorns.
Sexual predators are seeking kids online.
We don't know Amanda.
Learn how to report abuse at end-violence.org/protect.